Good evening, everybody. It's Dr. Malaika. It is Transformation Tuesday for Tuesday, October the 17th, 2017. And I wanted to present to you information that I gave on yesterday when I spoke for the Virtual Empowerment Summit with Pastor Joyce Gilmer, who is in Atlanta, Georgia. And she is the founder of the Kingdom Sisters Network. She's a motivator, she's a mentor, she's a dream coach activator. And we are speaking about the fourth quarter and finishing strong at the end of 2017. And so I wanted to be able to present to you the information that I presented in that forum for Transformation Tuesday, because I think it's important. This is October and we only have 3 months left, the final quarter of this year. And many of us are dealing with the goals that we had for the year that we may not have accomplished. And what I wanted to talk about specifically was finishing strong when you have encountered setbacks. And the reality is that you will always have setbacks. The fact that we're human means that we have great practice and experience with failing, with making mistakes, with having setbacks and things not going our way. And so I wanted to talk to you about that today because I think it's important to remember this message and to keep this at the forefront of your mind in relationship to how you finish out this year and even how you begin next year, to be able to adjust your ideas and the things that you want to do for 2018. The first thing I said on yesterday, and we'll start with this, is the key to everything is to keep going, to make sure that you don't allow the setbacks that come your way to stop you from making progress when you are going towards your goal. The mantra that I have is that persistence, not perfection, is the key to success. I'll say that again. Persistence, not perfection, is the key to success. And so that's really important. I call myself a recovering perfectionist. That is who I am by personality naturally. And it's really hard for me to be able to deal with not being perfect in a particular area. But it's something that if you want to get to success and you want to be able to rebound from setbacks and obstacles that are in your way along towards your goal, you're going to have to let go of being a perfectionist, because no one is perfect. And that is just the reality of what it is. The first thing I want us to talk about is resilience. And so resilience is really important because resilience is the ability to either withstand or recover quickly when you are in a difficult situation. I'll say that again. It's the ability to withstand, so be able to fight through it, or to recover quickly in a difficult situation. Resilient people have the ability to do that. And when we're talking about recovering from setbacks, when we're talking about being able to finish strong from a setback, we're talking about being resilient and developing our resilience muscles. So I wanted to give you 5 ways that you can persist when you are dealing with coming back from a setback. The first thing is to redefine what failure means. We know intellectually that whenever we fail or something doesn't work, that's an opportunity. That is a time for us to take that information and use that going forward. But the problem is the focus that we have when we're dealing with a failure. I like for you to look at failure in a different way. I want to present this from this perspective. It's not really a failure. What it is, it's an opportunity to gain information and to gain definitive information about what does not work. If something doesn't work, it doesn't mean that you failed. It means that that technique or that approach was not the right approach for what you were trying to accomplish. Now let's make the adjustment. Now let's course correct. Now let's find a different way to do that. I would say that it doesn't become a failure until you keep doing the exact same thing that you already know does not work over and over and over again. If you're doing that, then yes, it has failed. You are failing. But if you are learning and taking that opportunity that is presented to you and moving forward from that, then you have not failed. You have gained an opportunity and you've gained information and you move accordingly. The second thing was experiencing disappointments but not wallowing in it. For some of us, we're emotional. We are in touch with our feelings, the full gamut and the full range of our feelings. And for us, it's hard for us to detach from being in that moment of dealing with our feelings. You're going to be disappointed when something doesn't work. A lot of these things are things that you've invested time, you've invested energy, you've invested your emotions, you've invested your resources financially, sacrificing time with your family. You've invested that in this particular goal or this particular thing that you're trying to achieve. And when something doesn't work along the way to that, it can cause disappointment. It can cause anger. It can cause sadness. It can even cause anxiety. It can cause a wide range of emotions. You have the right to feel what you feel. And I tell therapy clients this. I tell people that are friends this. I tell my students this. I tell everyone this. You have a right to your feelings. Your feelings are valid, and how you feel about the situation is how you feel about the situation. What I do tell them to do with that information, though, is to not allow that emotionalism to dictate their actions. So just because you feel a certain kind of way about the situation and the outcome of the situation does not mean that you allow that to dictate how you behave. Do not allow your disappointment to stop you from moving towards your goal. Do not allow that disappointment to stop you from keeping towards what it is you're trying to achieve. Be disappointed, but don't stay down there. Make sure you keep getting back up. I use the analogy of a Bobo doll. And depending on how old you are, or if you know about psychology, you'll know what a Bobo doll is. Those are the inflatable clown looking things that kids would have, that when you punched them, they would fall down, but they pop back up. That's the way they were designed, just based on the shape of them, the fact that they're filled with air, etc. Bobo dolls get knocked down constantly because that's what they're designed to do. They're designed to be hit. But the thing is, when they fall down, they immediately get back up. Just because you're in your emotions, just because you're disappointed, just because you're mad, don't stay down there. Make sure that you get back up. Do not wallow in your feelings and your emotions or your disappointment about something not working. The third thing is to detach from the outcomes and focus on the process. A lot of times we are married and focused on one specific desired outcome, and if that doesn't happen, then we're devastated. You have to change your focus. Instead of focusing on this one desired outcome, look at and question the process that you're going along in order to get to that desired goal, or to a goal in general. So first, I would say generalize the goal. The goal may not manifest and look the way you expected it to look, but it will manifest, and you have to allow it to organically become whatever it's going to become. Don't be married to it has to look like this, because if it doesn't come in that package, you're going to be disappointed when that doesn't happen. These are the questions you have to ask when you're focusing on the process. What is it that's driving me to this particular outcome? Why do I want to do this? Why do I want this to actually come to pass? That's the first question you have to ask. The next question is, what are my passions and my values? And then the last question is, are the steps that I'm taking lining up with the identified and passions and values that I have talked about? A lot of times, once you answer all of those questions, you will be on a good place to move towards the goals that you have and to be able to overcome the setbacks that are going to come along the way. A lot of times, if you look at something that you're doing and it's not working, probably you need to ask yourself, is this action or is this task or is this road that I'm going down, does this line up with my passions and my values? If the answer is no, it's pretty clear why that particular thing did not work out. And that might mean you need to make some adjustments to the goal. You may need to make some adjustments to the steps that you're using to get to the goal. The next thing is, and sounds simple, but it's important, is to get plenty of sleep and make sure that you're eating properly. The best investment that you have, the best resource that you have is you. If you're not taking care of your body, you can't accomplish anything. The reality is that sleeping is probably the greatest resource that we have that we take for granted. We're willing to forego sleeping just for the sake of reaching our goals, just for the sake of being successful. The reality is that you need sleep. It allows your body to regenerate. It allows your mind to regenerate. It allows your neural pathways to connect and to strengthen. It allows you to just be clearer. Sometimes you're walking around here and you're angry and you can't get clarity because you need a nap, or you need to eat because you're not eating properly. If you don't fuel your body correctly, if you're not putting gas into your car, it's not going to run. So you need to make sure that you're sleeping and that you're eating. It's the best investment. It's the best currency that you have. Your body itself is the best currency that you have. And I always say this, you're going to pay money one way or the other. So you're either going to pay to go to the gym and keep yourself in shape, or pay for some kind of means of physical exercise, or pay a little bit more for quality food to be able to invest in eating properly, or you're going to pay the doctor for procedures or having to go into the hospital. So you have to pick which one you want to pay. But the reality is we're going to pay one or the other. It's a better investment to be preventative and to make sure that you're eating and you're sleeping properly and you're getting physical activity, because that is important as well, than to have to later on have to deal with paying medical bills because something in your body broke down and now you have to go to the hospital. So eating and sleeping and physical activity are really important for being able to get around obstacles, being able to think clearly, to be able to see the way to navigate towards your goal. The last thing is to go at it again. The one thing you have to have, again, as I said at the beginning, is persistence. You can't allow a setback to make you decide that I'm not going to try this again. If it didn't work, okay, I know that doesn't work, but I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to take a step back, reevaluate, look at which way I want to deal with this, and then I'm going to keep moving forward. You want to make sure that you're having movement, but you want to make sure that your movement is leading to progress. So sometimes we keep spinning our wheels. There's no progress there. There's movement, but no progress. I used the analogy last night that a rocking chair has movement, but there's no progress. It's not going anywhere. So you don't want to be that rocking chair moving, but you're not progressing towards a goal or towards something that you're trying to accomplish. And you want to make sure that you're persistent. No matter what comes your way, make sure that you don't stop. You may have to pause for a second. You may have to regroup for a second, but don't stop and keep going towards your goal. Here's a couple of easy tips on things that you can do in relationship to flexing your resiliency muscles. You have to learn how to like change. There are some people that change is something that they don't like. They don't like spontaneity. They don't like when things get changed up that they can't plan for. And life is full of changes. Life cannot be scheduled the way we wish we could. So you're going to have to adjust and learn how to like change. Change is an opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to see things a different way. It's an opportunity for a different outcome. So you have to learn how to like change. The next thing, build your self-esteem. Take the time to tell yourself that you're valuable. Take the time to tell yourself that you're worthwhile. Pop your own collar, like I say. You have to be able to do that. The fact that you are alive and you exist and you are you means that there is value there. You are worthy just because you are you. Your mistakes don't matter. All the things that didn't work out don't matter. You being you is all that matters. And so that enough should be a foundation for your self-esteem. The next thing, create a network that is full of friends, peers, and business associates that are not only going to be there for support through your processes and through your journey, they will also be objective. They won't be yes men, but they will tell you what needs to be said at the times that you need to hear it in order to help you get around and navigate the outcome, the obstacles and the things that you're going to come against when you're going along your journey towards your goal. The last one, work on developing, the second to last one, work on developing problem solving skills. Problem solving is finding a way around an obstacle to reach a goal. And that's important because the operative part of that is there is going to be obstacles. How do I get around this in order for me to reach the goal that I have? And the last thing is to have a sense of humor. I feel like laughter is a medicine that is taken for granted. It makes you feel better. It allows you to release stress. It allows you to focus on something and to regroup and get yourself together in the right frame of mind in order to move forth and be productive. I just feel like laughter is a gift. And so I especially love people that have the gift to bring that. So make sure that you have a sense of humor. Sometimes stuff goes bad and all you can do is just laugh because it's so bad. But in that laughter, it allows you to not get frustrated. In that laughter, it allows you not to get discouraged. In that laughter, it allows you not to get anxious. It allows you to calm down, look at the situation and say, hey, I'm gonna take a step back and we're gonna try this again tomorrow. Hopefully something I said today will help you in this final part of 2017, that will also help you when you go into 2018 with the goals that you're trying to reach. You know, you can always reach out to me on social media. I am on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Dr. Malaika Speaks. Malaika is spelled Malaika. Dr. Malaika Speaks on each of those. You can also find me on my website, MalaikaMBrown.com. And I look forward to talking to you guys next week. Have a great rest of your week and make sure that you finish strong and you live prosperous in the final part of 2017. Goodbye.